Kérésìmesì túmọ̀dé ẹ̀yin ènìyàn ẹ̀yọ̀ kẹ́bẹ̀rẹ̀ kẹ́fíjó ṣiṣẹ́. Kérésìmesì túmọ̀dé ẹ̀yin ènìyàn ẹ̀yọ̀ kẹ́bẹ̀rẹ̀ kẹ́fíjó sí o.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Sound rolling. Wow, hi guys. So this today is my attempt at filming. First things first, Merry Christmas. It's what many say is the most wonderful time of the year, and I know that for some people it might not seem like that, you know, because of situations or circumstances. But if there's one thing I have learned and I'm learning, it is to make the best use of life that we have, and if you're at least alive and you know you're just trying to make things happen, please do your best to be joyful and happy. And so once again, Merry Christmas. And this is my attempt today. Let me just check my sound 1 second. Okay, hi guys. Like I was saying, this is my attempt today at filming my Christmas tree setup for this year. And there's a story behind this Christmas tree. I was gonna set it up and I just thought, you know what, why not do a video on it? And I've done this whole interesting camera setup. The Lord will help me, but we'll try and make great content out of this, even in as much as I am setting up my Christmas tree. But first, before I start the process, and I will show you the tree and I just realized the tree, what do we call that thing? Ornaments, or you know, these things that hang. The box is somewhere. I'll get it. At least I have to set up the tree first. No, the leg of the tree is inside that box. So excuse me for 1 second, and I'll go get the leg of the tree, the whole box of the ornaments, and then we'll get into the setup and today's video. Merry Christmas once again. Ta-da! That is the box that has all my Christmas tree ornaments. Let me show you. I have a table right beside me, so yes. Yay! Yeah, that is it. If you can see it, it has the different things. This is the legs of my tree, and yeah, we're gonna try our best to just get this video going, and then all the other nice cute things that you see when it's time to put this on the tree. But this is after the tree is set up. This is not even the beginning. Anyways, if you're new to this channel, you're welcome. My name is Oluwatoyin. Anyways, let's get right into this. And like I said, today I want to show you the setup of my Christmas tree. Now, disclaimer, I am not a Christmas tree setup professional. In fact, I got married in 2015, and well, not this year, 2021 Christmas, last year was the first time ever that I would even bother to purchase and set up a Christmas tree in our house. And that's because, you know, when I was thinking about this video, I was actually thinking about it and thinking about why did I never set up a Christmas tree? And I remember, so I lived with my sister, whose soul will continue to rest in peace. If you followed my channel, you know that I lost my darling older sister last year. But I lived with her before I got married. I had actually lived with my sister, and that was because I grew up obviously and lived with my parents, but at some point in time when she got married, I'm from the Yoruba tradition of Nigeria, the Yoruba people of Nigeria. I don't know how I'm saying it. Anyways, one tradition that Yoruba people have is when an older sister, when a woman is getting married, right? This is long-time tradition because it didn't happen for me, so these things have changed. But back in the day, I mean, she got married 22 years ago. Yep. So back in the day when a woman was getting married, another female in her home would typically go with her to her husband's house just to spend a few a week or 2 weeks. And I think, I'm not sure because I'm not a professional to these things, but I think that the idea behind that was so that she doesn't feel lonely since she's leaving her father and mother's house, something along those lines. Anyways, I happen to be the youngest of my family and obviously a younger sister, so I went with my sister to her husband's house. And it happened that at that point in time as well, I just gotten into University of Lagos and my parents' house was very far from school. So somehow, from just following her for that wedding, stay with you for a couple of weeks, it then happened that I got my admission, and it made sense to say, okay, this place is close. She was living on the island, school was in Yaba. This place is close, why not be going to school from here? And then every other holiday, I would go back home. But you know how this life happens. Somehow, it just happens that eventually, even after I finished school, I just never went back. My parents' house now became the place I used to visit, and my sister's house became the place that I lived, and I lived with her for 14 solid years before I got married. Now, how does all of this story tally into Christmas tree? Here it comes. My sister was big on Christmas and Christmas trees. So for that entire 14 years, I set up her Christmas tree. And for me, it was just always a chore. Like, she would call and say, once December comes, you just know, Tony, it's time to set up the tree. And then we'll bring out the tree. And I mean, I was the youngest person in the house, obviously. When she gave birth, her kids were children. And even if there was a help, somehow the whole work just fell on me, right? And so I think I grew up in those years thinking setting up a Christmas tree was just a task and a chore. I didn't see it as anything about the season. I just saw it as work. So somehow I believe that when I got married, I brought that mindset. It was almost like freedom. I don't have to set up a Christmas tree again. I know this kind of sounds funny, but yeah, that was kind of how it felt like, hallelujah, I don't have to set up a Christmas tree again. And I never did. But then when she passed away last year, and I know that I've tried to do a video on my lessons from her loss in particular. If you would like to see that video, I'll put the link somewhere at the top. But one of the things that her loss did for me, I think I can be telling this story as I'm setting up this tree so that it's not taking time. I just want to try to concentrate as I am telling the story. But one of the things, now, and I don't want this noise, but let me just undo this. So I did this because the legs of the tree, I'm really truly hoping that I remember how to set up this tree. Like, I can't even lie, I'm really hoping that I remember how to. I'm not sure if there was a how-to in the box when I got it last year, so I can't do an unboxing for you because it's not a new tree. This is the second time I'm using it, but there was really nothing special about the box. So I was saying that one of the things that our loss did for me was that it really made me think about life, you know, very deeply, and just think about certain things and certain decisions, you know, that I make and why we make them and those different kinds of things. And more than that, I think a part of me just, what's the right way to say it? Just chose to live again. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, I'm not sure if the video I did was this deep, because her loss was 1 year in October. And I remember when it was 1 year, I cried. I really cried. I wasn't sure if it was delayed grief. I cried when she passed, but there was a different kind of grief that came upon me in that 1 year. And that's because the whole entire year, personally for me, was a deep time of reflection. Just thinking about her life, you know, and everything. Let me give a quick story. So for example, my hair color. I'm going to give you a quick story. Prior to this time last year, yeah, I would never have worn this hair color. I would have liked it from afar, but I personally would never have worn it, right? And why? Because I just thought, yeah, it's blonde, it's nice, but it's kind of like a lot. So one of the businesses my sister used to do, she used to do several things. One of the things that she used to sell wigs. Let's get to the second camera, because now I want to really get into setting up this tree. She used to sell wigs, and she had a sale in 2019, don't worry, this whole video makes sense. It's setting up the Christmas tree and a lot of gist in between. I was going to put music, but I didn't want anything that would just flag copyright, so I'll probably just put music afterwards, something Christmassy playing in the background. Yeah. So she had a sale in 2019. She had a store called Wiggly Yours, and in that sale, I would also tell you the story of this tree. There's so many things I want to say as I'm setting up this tree. Have fun with me. Hey, it's Christmas. So I went to her store and she had a hair called Blondie. She used to name her hairs, and this hair was called Blondie. It was actually blonde like this, but it wasn't blonde from the roots. And I wore the hair and I did like it, but I just thought, this is a lot too. And she kept telling me, Toyin, buy the hair, Toyin, buy the hair. And I was like, no, Auntie Ops, this hair is quite a lot. Anyways, when she passed and we're doing a sale of her remaining stock, I really genuinely hoped and prayed that there would still be an extra piece of Blondie, because I don't know, maybe it's my own way of grieving or coping with grief afterwards, but I find that a lot of things that I didn't do when she was alive and I knew that she maybe would have liked or she would have done, for example, having a tree in the house, because this tree is also because she used to have a tree, and when she passed I said it's time to start setting up a Christmas tree in your house. Yeah, that was why I went to get a tree last year. So quickly going back to the hair, so there was an extra Blondie remaining and I made sure, in fact there was just one, and I made sure that I bought it. Prior to that, I'd never had any hair in this color. This is not the hair, this is another blonde hair, but I bought that one and I said to myself, I'm going to wear this hair because of this woman, and I'm just going to choose to live, live in ways that I had prior to that maybe just never allowed myself to for whatever reason. But I find that in the last 12, 13, 14, 15 months, I have evolved and made different choices and just being a different person entirely, even spiritually as well. I remember I had a dream. This is quite interesting, but it was after she died. And I used to think that I prayed a lot. But my sister came to me in my dream and she said, are you praying? In my dream, can you imagine? And I woke up and I thought to myself, what's this about? So a lot of things, she's just really inspired me in many ways in death, and not necessarily, and even more than in life. And I always say that that is for me the if this makes sense, but sometimes the gift of death. There's almost nothing that gets us to the point of reflection like death and the loss of someone that is close to us. And just when you are able to separate yourself from the grief, because the grief is continuous. I was still thinking about her some days ago, and I was, just, you get sad and shed a tear, and you clean your eyes again and you move on, because that's just life, But when you're able to separate yourself from the grief, to be able to then really, very importantly, learn the lessons, and from the lessons see how they change you. Don't just learn the lessons for the sake of learning them, but see if there are any changes you need to make in different ways, how to be a better person, how to be a better sister, a better daughter, a better auntie, a better wife, different things like that, a better child of God, and learn from all of those things. So, but anyways, this is about Christmas tree. This video is about Christmas tree. So when last year came after she passed and I was just thinking about it, I said, I am going to get a Christmas tree, and henceforth not see setting up a Christmas as a chore again, but maybe in remembrance of her, and also just doing a tradition that I did for 14 solid years, set up a Christmas tree in my house. And that is why we are doing this video today. So let's get right into it. I think, okay, no, this is not the base. So this Christmas tree, when that happened last year, I got this Christmas tree and I got it from Lagos Market, Idumota. I had sent someone to just go help look at Christmas trees, and so by the time she started sending me pictures, I said, you know what, pictures will not cut it. I have to see the tree because of the way I am, I like to touch and feel. It's the same way that I don't know how people do online shopping. I can't, but at least it depends on what it is. But I'm not an online shopping person because I'm still very touch and feel. I wish I remembered the name of the store, and he gave me his card. It was such a pleasant guy that had inherited the shop from his dad. Well, not inherited shop, but he's one of those, shops in Dumota where obviously his father had been running the shop for years. And this guy, a young man, had taken over the store and was now running it on behalf of his dad. So as you can see, the leg came with those 3 screws. And so you put the screws in. I'm sure you guys can see that, yeah? You put the screws in, but you don't tighten them in all the way. So this is the Christmas tree is, if I remember correctly, 8 feet. Yes, I cannot remember, 7 or 8 feet, 7 feet, 6 feet. I don't even know, I can't remember. But I wanted something that had height. So it has 3 layers. So you put the first layer in. And once you put the first layer in and it's steady, you then screw it in. So I can't show you guys that, but yeah, you just tighten the screws. I can still carry it like this because it's just the first layer. So you just tighten the screws in like that, and you have your base. Your base has to be very tight. Now, one of the things I liked about this tree, but I'm not sure that I like about it again because it causes a lot of work. You can see that this tree has these golden tips. These tips, they are always shedding. Shed. They are always shedding. And so as I'm working, I can already see shedding all over the place. And sometimes it just causes a lot of dirt, but we'll be fine. Whew. Okay, so let's put the box away first. And now the work begins. So the real work of Christmas tree that I don't like is the fact that you have to open every single branch. It is work. You open the branch one by one. Can you guys see this well? I'm not even sure that this camera is positioned, but when I'm getting, okay, let me move back. Okay, so you have to open the branches one by one. Let me position the camera for you to see what I'm doing properly. Okay, so this is closer now. You have to open each branch one by one. And then you open the branch, and then you open the leaves one by one. Guys, after 14 years, I said no more Christmas tree drama in my life. And like I said, these golden things also just come out all over the place, and I just find it to be a lot of work, but in honor of and in celebration of the season. I always like to think about it and ask people, like, what does Christmas mean to you personally? Christmas means different things to different people, but if you thought about it yourself, so you can actually see the other camera that I set up in this camera. Content creation is work. But more than that, what does Christmas mean to you? Like, how many people actually really think of the season? This shot makes me feel as if I'm in a garden because I feel like I'm surrounded by, how many people actually think of Christmas and really think of Jesus? Like truly, minus the fact that it's a beautiful season. In some countries, Christmas is very big on giving gifts, right? So it's like a gift frenzy. People write gifts list. You have to give to this, give to that. In some other countries, Christmas is very big on rice and chicken, right? In some other climes, especially for young children, I mean, for me, it was always like Christmas, at least even if you didn't get a new dress all year, you know that because it is Christmas, you're gonna get a new outfit because it's Christmas. So Christmas means different things to different people, but how many people actually think Christmas and you think Jesus? Good question. Now, the reason why you have to open this, I mean, your tree has to look nice and full, and also because you're going to hang your ornaments, the floor is full of the gold tips. This is what I'm saying. This thing is pretty, but it's weak. Like I was saying, so also because of the ornaments that you're going to put in, it's necessary to open it up well. So now I have had to stand up because I'm moving to the second branch. Now some people put all their 3 branches and start all their 3 levels and start opening it up one by one. I find that more work, so I prefer to put the first level, open it up before putting the second level. And now this second level is proving to be work. Let me see. Okay, is it going in? It's not going in. Oh, did this thing expand in okay, why is this? This is the second level. Yeah, this is okay. I think that has gone in, but it's not going in all the way. Is it fine? I think so. Like I'm legit panting, and I don't know why I am panting. It's not like I'm doing one serious work. Anyways, so let's quickly open the branches of this one. Quick. Already you would see that the tree is taking shape, so you have to start going around. It was easier to just stay in one position when I was opening the one. So yeah, they've taken light, but you know what? You can still see me a bit, especially on this other camera. I'm not going to turn on the gen, only because I don't know. NEPA has been doing this thing where they've been taking light and bringing light. Okay, now if you don't live in Nigeria, you're wondering what I mean by NEPA or PHCN or EKDP or all the many names that we have. They've been taking it and bringing it like every other. I mean, I can just roll it around. I don't even need to. No. Something is wrong here. Something is wrong here. So the point is, Sha, that we're going to do this video today with their power matter, because the power is going to come back in 15 minutes and I don't want to have to turn on the gen and then have to turn it off again and then just do that whole on and off saga with them. I don't even have that energy right now. So guys, you're going to manage. I should actually have battery powered lights. That's what I should have, so that the lighting is better right in there. But I will sort that out very soon. So as you're getting to the upper ones, most of them don't have branches inside. They just have branches at the tips. So it makes it slightly faster. But yeah, we're almost there. So finally we put the last branch and the beauty. So this very last one has just the last layer. Why do I keep calling branch layer? It has just single, you know, like they're not necessarily branches, but they now just come in single patterns to just pull out and to just spread out. So we're just going to be spreading out the singles. I have gold tips all over me, but it's all right. We're almost at the top. Almost there, guys. We are almost there. Yay! We are there. It is all spread out. That's the tree. So this is just the tree all the way to the top, and I'll still, at this point in time, if this power doesn't come in 5 minutes, I'm going to go turn it on, I promise. But yes, that is it. I mean, it didn't even take as long as I thought, really. I don't know why I thought it was going to take so long, but then it's all up. You can't even see the tip here, so I'll do a close-up so that you can see the tip. But that's the tree. So I think it was 8 feet, if I'm correct. So I'm going to take it back a bit to the actual position that I want it to be as close to that position as possible, so that when I put the ornaments on it, I don't have to move it around too much. Like if you see the floor, the floor is full of all of the gold tassels and everything, but that is putting up the tree. But this is now just part 1. So part 2 is now the actual work of, you know, putting the ornaments on the tree. So as I was saying last year, I purchased quite a lot. I don't know whether it was because it was my official first Christmas tree. I don't know what it was. I just bought all sorts of rishi, you know, different types of ornaments, white, green, red, you know, the typical things you see. I know the thing about this Christmas ornament shopping thing is you see all sorts of things. You see them in different sizes, you know, all those things. I was on a Christmas tree spree. I really like this. Now I know that thing about Christmas trees these days, that there are different themes, right? I mean, I see some Christmas trees, I'm like, Tuale. Like I gave disclaimer at the beginning, I'm not a Christmas tree setuper. I am just a learner in this Christmas tree journey. But I'm just gonna try my best to put my simple basic ornaments on my tree, and it comes as nice as possible. So you know the typical balls, the blue, green balls, gold balls, white balls, red balls. So I just stayed, you know, with that. And guys, these things can be expensive though. I'm telling you, by the time they gave me, in fact, there's some things I wanted to buy. When they called the money, I said because of Christmas tree, what is going on? This thing that I was set up 1 month, by January it have go. It's not that deep for me, shall. But then at the same time, I get it. It's also, the season is also once in a while. And then there are things that you also buy for keeps. Like, I did not go to the market at all this year. It's the same tree, it's the same ornament. So I get it, right? But maybe that time as well, I was just like, calm down first. But maybe if you never know, I might see some things this year and decide to buy and add to the tree. And yes, I also got lights as well. So it's the whole full works. So let's start ornamenting. These are the blue balls. These are the gold balls. Okay, so the rest of them, I didn't have this. I didn't keep enough of these things last year, so they're all just scattered there. These are the. Can you see that? So those are the red and the green balls. Yeah, and then some other things that were just like different designs of things. Like I said, rishi. It is well. Let's get this done. I want to get this over and done with. I have no order. I was thinking if I wanted to do colors. So if I wanted to do blue, green, red, gold. What do you guys think? Should we try that? Last year I scattered it, so maybe you should. Okay, no, not blue. Let me do red, gold. That is the problem. It will now become more dramatic than it actually is, really. So why am I overthinking just because I want to set up a Christmas tree? Red, no, gold, blue, red, green. That might be a winning one. So what's the time now? They have 1 more minute. What did I just say? Gold, blue, red, green. That just might work. Gold, blue, red, green. So let's see. Gold, blue, red, green. So the first one is up. The first ornament is up. We're saying we're not scattering the colors, but my problem with that is, so for example, my husband does videos just around this corner of the house, and at some point in time, you know, the tree is going to be behind him. So I don't want a case where, you know, it will now just be one color. You know, people would only see one part of the tree, really. I think that was also why I didn't do this concept last year, and then it would just be one color. So I wanted him to at least have a background that will give him color. Yeah. So I'm wondering if this my gold, blue, red, green idea is going to work, but I think I'm still going to do it. So I have other types of gold things in like stars. So I just want to bring out all the different golden type things that I have, so I know exactly what I'm working with. I actually have quite a number of interesting, like these big balls, you know, so I want to put all of those options as I'm thinking gold, blue, red, green. So yeah, let's make this happen. Okay. I'm actually tired. I might have to take a break. And I think it's also the heat. So now I'm going to turn on the gen. I'll be back. I'm back. Power is back. And we're going to finish up this tree. Now, I know that this I'm back sounds like I just went and came back and it's 1 minute after. Officially, it's almost an hour after. Let me show you guys what I was up to. Quick.
Oh, bring us a figgy pudding. Oh, bring us a figgy pudding. Oh, bring us a figgy pudding. And a cup.
I was tired. I started to have a headache, so I had to yank off this wig, get some food in my stomach. I even sat down, literally watched the film for like 25 minutes. But yes, let us finish this tree. Let's finish this tree. Let us complete this Christmas tree setup. So remember, the plan was gold, blue, red, green. I think that we've achieved quite a number of, you know, these gold balls just being around. I think we are good with that. Okay, let's put something up here as well. And then I noticed the last time that because of the way the tips of this tree are, yeah, it's a bit interesting to, there's something about it that I feel is not standing right, but I can't process that. I'm not even going to process that right now, right? I'm just focusing on getting the tree done. I think we should, for now, move to the blue.
You and your kin, good tidings for Christmas and a happy new year.
I remembered when I was chilling and eating that I have two thoughts that I had not completed. So one was the story of this hair, and two was how many of us really think about the season and really think about Jesus, right? And are not carried away by whatever our culture, you know, has taught us Christmas is, whether it's the rice and chicken, whether it's about gifts, all those things, right? So let me start with the story of the hair. Anyways, I got this hair from one of my excellent hairstylists. I was given the hair. So remember I was telling you the story of Blondie, and my sister wants me to buy the hair from her, which I eventually then bought. And so the particular day that I went to this stylist place, his name is Jordan. You should check him out on Instagram. I'll put his handle here. He's an amazing. If you ever, ladies, this is especially for you, if you ever want to get a haircut in Lagos, if you live around Lekki first, but I don't even live on the island, and anytime that I want to cut any hair, whether it's my hair, that's a nice, you know, bob cut, or any wig that I have, I go to Lekki Phase 1, because as far as I'm concerned, Jordan is the best hair cutter in Lagos, right? And so I went to Jordan's place with wearing Blondie that day, and Jordan knows me. I mean, Jordan has done my hair since what, maybe 2015, 16. I'm even trying to remember how we met. Maybe it was, I can't remember, but he's done my hair for the longest time. And you know, when I got there, he then talks about the fact that, oh my God, I'm wearing this hair color. How come? Because he knows that I will not wear that hair color. And you know, just like, yeah, that's life. Things have changed. I'm wearing this color now. I'll put some of these whites. So these whites will be the ones that would accentuate around the tree. Just want to show you, don't worry, I've not forgotten my train of thought. So I remember telling him that, yes, so that, you know, things have changed and I now experiment with color. And he had this hair just right there in his salon, you know. The hair was just there. And as I was leaving, just said, you know, Auntie Toy, I want to give you this hair. I'm like, why? He said nothing like that. I just feel like I should give you this hair. The hair was like this. He didn't have to cut it. The hair was already just there in his salon. If I remember, maybe it was only this week and one other week that was there. And just said, I want to give you this hair. I just think that now that he had seen me in blondie, like I said, blondie is almost the same color as this, but just the roots of blondie are dark and then the rest of body is like this. I've used it on a couple of my videos, you know, already. And all of a sudden he gives me this hair. And that's how I got this hair. And I absolutely love it. Like I said, this time last year, I would never have thought ever that I'll, you know, wear something like this. But that goes to say, you know, once again, one of the things that I like to say, that never say never. Like many times you say, I would never do this. I would never. Not bad things. We'll say never to bad things. You get what I'm saying. But for good things, sometimes we push ourselves out. See, life is in seasons and we are growing, right? So some things that you think you will never do, you can never do, you will shock yourself. So it's better to live with an open mind, because many times we also block ourselves to opportunities because we keep saying never. And meanwhile, the angels are not able to open that door for you because your mind is closed. But the faster that our minds are open to life and living and the many things in life and living, the faster that we will access some things that we've been struggling with in life. I was not trying to be this deep with hair and hair color, but hey, that's what happens. So anyways, let's quickly get this done. I want to accentuate the tree with these stars. So these white stars and white balls will just be, you know, would be all over the tree. That's the story of the hair. And the second one is Jesus. After all is said and done, right? December 25, and the reason why we have Christmas, which maybe to many is even the biggest holiday in the world, whether or not you are Christian, it is still a holiday, is because Jesus. It's because Jesus, the Son of God. It doesn't mean he was literally born on December 25, and I've never bothered to do the research of why December 25. But it just means that it's a day that was allocated to celebrate his birth. And for me, let me try to put this up here. For me, that tells me that even in the midst of, okay, I hope that's looking good. Even in the midst of all of the things that we do in the season, right? It's important to have that mindset that this one is Jesus. Jesus. Very important to have that Jesus mindset at all times. Okay, so let us proceed quickly, and in the midst of the season, to use it to reassess your this is a star, this is a star, well, it's not the matter. To use it to reassess your relationship, I want a colored ball, your relationship with Jesus, your walk with him. Don't get lost in the season. Very important, please don't get lost in the season. Season is so much more deeper, you know, than all of these things. Okay, so I think, at least for the front, there's still a lot of space at the back. I don't know how this tree is looking, but you guys are the judge of this tree. Please, once again, be nice to me. I'm not a Christmas tree person. I'm just trying my best. So we've done gold, we've done blue. Now we'll do red here, and then we'll just have green at the bottom. So in terms of green balls, I'm done. What I want to do now is just see, so there's spaces at the back and there's spaces around, and I still have red balls, gold balls, blue balls, and then I have these very cute white balls. I really like these white balls. So I'm just gonna, like I said, put the white balls around. Let me show you guys. I really like these white balls. They're very cute. See, it's like snowballs, so snow is falling from it in Nigeria. Where is the snow? So I'm gonna put the white balls around it, and then I have these silver toffees as well. So these ones are just to spray around the tree. And yeah, we're technically done. So happy. I wish this was a live video. I feel like asking, you know, where do you think I should put this? And where do you think I should put this? You know, I wish it was interactive so that we'd actually set up a Christmas tree together. But maybe we'll do that another time. But I just realized, oh, this could have been a nice live. But then that's a different setup altogether. So technically speaking, I've come to the end of this video. This is my Christmas tree. I mean, I still have all of these other elements, but there's no need to make this video longer than it already is. Once I think that I am done, I would take you through the whole shebang. But yeah, that is it. Please, guys, be nice to me. I hope this concept of gold, blue, red, green worked, and then with touches of white around. So that's the thing. I still have a box of white, so I need to, by the grace of God, populate it. But let me know what your verdict is. Is it nice? Is it not? Be kind to me. Thank you. I will become more of a professional in this. But on that note, I want to say thank you. Thank you everyone for watching. How are you planning to spend your Christmas? Remember that regardless of what the year has been like, let me do this properly, or you know, just regardless, find joy. The birth of Jesus in the midst of all of the drama, because that in itself is another message. The birth of Jesus, the journey leading up to his birth, and having to find a hospital which eventually became a manger, and all of that was definitely not a pleasant experience for Mary and Joseph. There in itself lies a deep message, but eventually when he was born, it was joy, it was announcement, it was celebration. And you know, let's not make this a too deep a video, but we'll talk about that another day. The point I'm trying to make is find joy this season. Find joy in the midst of life's unpleasantness, in the midst of the situations and circumstances in your life. Find joy. We still have the lights. I will do this and I'll just show you the after at the end. At the very top, at the topmost top, which you can't even see in either cameras, I'm meant to put this, but it didn't work last year, so I doubt if it'll work this year. So I just might look for something to put at that very apex, but let's see how it goes. But having said that, have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light, mild, something. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish